Blue Belly. Dismount and stand fast. You're a mighty long way from home, soldier.
My home is a house divided.
I'm your contact, Captain. Took the time getting here. What about gave you up? I'm all eyes.
John Forrest, 31st Illinois.
Forgive my precautions, Captain, but in my work, one is very careful or very dead.
Mr. Ives, I've brought my men a long way to this rendezvous. Get on with the business.
Unfortunately, we have no business to get along with, the Captain. Like so many other things in war, your efforts have been wasted. Been out of touch.
Our contact, Captain?
Was, Mr. Loomis. Thank God the war's over.
Lee surrenders to Grant at Appomattox. Jefferson Davis in hiding as Southern resistance crumbles.
Is it really over, Cap?
It's beginning to look that way, Colonel. All right, hold on the noise. I said hold it down.
The men deserve a little celebration.
I'll handle my men, Mr. Loomis. All right, it's good news for everyone. But the war won't be over for us until we're on our own side of the lines. There's bound to be a lot like us who haven't heard yet, and there's probably just as many others that'd like to take a shot at us, war over or not. Is that clear? Mr. Loomis? Sergeant Wade, return the men to duty.
Yes, sir.
All right, you heard the man.
I'm obligated to offer you safe transport to the north.
I'll take my chances here, Captain, among my own people. The South is my home.
Well, suit yourself. Could you tell me the quickest and safest way to our lines?
Everyone hates a spy, but no one minds using his information. Hug the riverbed, you'll see an old farmhouse. From there, take the road north. You'll soon run into blue uniforms.
Sounds good to me. Thanks.
Oh, Captain, haven't you forgotten something?
Mr. Loomis is our treasury man.
Trust Mr. Seward to send one of his own.
900, isn't it?
Could you make it 1,000? Expenses, you know.
Well, let's put you out of the job.
There'll be other wars.
I hope not as close to home as this one, Mr. Ives.
When you get back to Washington, please tell Mr. Lincoln it's been a pleasure doing business with an honest man. Good day, gentlemen.
Top of the U, cut across the S here.
You'd be safer walking home than riding with a brand like that.
Major, Yates and Corey are bringing somebody in.
Get it in there. We found this man riding your horse, Simon. I mean Major Boyd, sir.
Am I speaking to the Major Boyd? I'm Walter Ives. It's my pleasure, sir. Why, every schoolboy in Georgia plays at being Major Simon Boyd, sir.
Fine-looking animal.
Yes, his name is Eddie Mack.
I reckon I'd know my own horse's name. Where'd you come by him?
I bought him from a soldier. Be glad to return him.
Thanks. You must have paid quite a bit of money for, Eddie Mack. He's an expensive horse, all right. Where'd you get that kind of money, Mr. Ives?
Now, I assure you, Major Boyd, sir, I'm a legitimate businessman. Here are my papers.
I make it a rule never to look at what a man wants me to see.
Excuse me, sir.
I shouldn't do a thing like this. Someone get the lieutenant a drink.
He's a civilian. Obviously a Southern gentleman.
One of your kind? You are a Southern gentleman, aren't you, Mr. Ives?
He's got enough gold here to buy a string of horses, Major.
Hey, Lieutenant Wilcox. Now, how do you explain a loyal Southern businessman with federal gold? We'll have to do something about that headache, Mr. Ives.
Well, now, I can explain about the money, sir.
Yates, give the Southern gentleman a smoke. It will help clear his head. He can explain better.
Of course.
Where'd you get the money? Where?
From the Union Patrol.
What business you got with the Union Patrol?
I was supposed to put them in touch with some people.
What kind of people?
Undercover agents.
You're a traitor, then. That's about as low as a man gets.
We'll follow Ives' route along this riverbed.
Well, it'd be faster if we cross this ridge and bypass the farmhouse.
The safety of the men come first, Loomis, not speed.
Look, I'm responsible for getting the gold back. I don't like to keep reminding you of my letter from the Treasury Department.
Well, then don't, please.
As far as you're running this patrol,
Mr. Loomis, my mission was to deliver you and your gold to the contact here and then get out. Now, I don't like being saddled with a political appointee on a soldier's job, but I'm stuck with you till we get back. So make it easy on yourself, mister, huh?
Now, our good friend Mr. Ives here was kind enough to tell us where there's more of this federal gold. He volunteered the information that these treasury wagons usually carry 50,000 or more.
They're not going to hand it to us, sir.
A few shots and they'll run like rabbits. I say we take the gold.
Major Boyd, I fought with you for the Confederacy as a soldier, but I'm no bandit.
What do you mean, bandit? We've starved and lost our homes and families. And now they tell us the war is over. Why, it's just begun for the losers. I say we've each earned the chance at a stake. Something to start with.
Well, I think the Major's right.
Of course the Major's right. Connors, there won't be no fight. It's not for me, Major. I didn't have nothing when I come into this war but a few ideals. I guess that's the least I can go home with.
Connor? Wait up, Connor.
I'm going with you.
Now, what about the rest of you men? You, Wilcox. You still got your ideals, or are you staying?
Why not?
You think we ought to cut out Samuel?
Well, man's a funny creature, Eb. He's never satisfied. Way here this morning, I swore to heaven I'd be content with a new pair of boots. I got plenty of money for the boots. Now I want a horse. Man's never satisfied.
Yates?
Yes.
Get the men ready to move out.
All right, you men, let's break up this camp.
Jimmy boy?
Sir?
Now, when we get there, I've got a special job for you.
Yes, sir. Trying to get them even, Sergeant. What's even?
3 months' pay, Sergeant.
What did you owe him yesterday?
2 months.
You'll both be out of the Army in less than a month.
Oh, I won't quit on him, Sergeant. I'll keep on trying to get him even.
Wilcox, take your men and place them around the camp.
Yes, sir.
Yates, I want you to cut their horses loose. We'll all be riding shortly.
Right.
Son, I want you to go into their camp and tell them our terms. Their lives for the gold. Now, the men will be covering you from every side. Let me have your weapons.
Hopper, I'm glad we've got you and your Gatling gun on our side.
Thank you, sir.
How many rounds a minute can you crank out of it now?
I'm up to about 2 clips. About 40 shots, sir.
Well, it looks like you won't be using it after all.
That's fine with me. You know, target practice is one thing, but I don't think I'd be much good at shooting down men.
Sergeant Wade!
Yes, sir.
Are we ready to move?
Yes, sir. I think we have a visitor, sir.
He looks harmless enough.
Shut Jimmy.
Let him have it, men.
Get the men in front of the wagon. Right. All right, you men, come on, move up in front of this wagon.
Horses. Right. McLean, Pike! Set the gun up here. Put those rain barrels in front of it. Jensen, cover the left flank. Wade, give her the wagon, then cover the right.
Yes, sir.
Loomis, get under cover.
To say to you. Look, Forrest, you can stop the silent treatment. Now, I have to get that gold to Washington. I may not be a soldier, but I've got more sense than to come into a place like this.
Mr. Loomis, those Confederates attacking us don't know the war's over. And I'm not risking any more men to get that gold back a little sooner.
But Mr. Seward insisted...
We're staying here until it's light enough to go out there and tell them we're all brothers again.
My wife.
Cover her, Sergeant. All right, tell her to drop the gun.
He doesn't tell me anything, soldier. He asks.
Come down here, ma'am. You should be more careful who you fire on.
No. I should just be a better shot, Captain.
Are there any other guns in the house?
There's a rifle in the kitchen.
Sergeant Wade, would you get it?
Yes, sir. You have no right to commandeer this house, Captain. The war's over.
I'm afraid those men outside aren't as well informed as you are, sir. Sergeant Wade, is the Gatling gun set up?
Yes, sir.
Would you check the surrounding area?
Yes, sir.
You fought for the South, sir?
Yes, I was an officer. Captain Ellen Prescott.
Do you know if there are any patrols still operating in this area?
No. I prayed I'd seen the last of fighting. If you stay here, you'll destroy what little we have left.
There'll be no damage to your property, at least not from us.
Damaging this house will take some doing.
We hope to leave at first light.
Captain, when you leave, I'll ride with you to Waycross.
If you're still determined to leave, Carol, I'll take you into town.
I might need protection on the way.
What will you do when you get back north?
I don't want to talk about it. Don't pour me.
Carol, I understand your feelings. I know it wasn't easy for you. But from what I've seen, all anyone has these days is each other. We can begin again by repairing the main house. And then in time, with a good crop or two, we'll be able to have some of the things we had before.
And where will the money come from for all this? Will you dream that up too? Go on back to your own room. Go on.
Side of that house is solid brick, Major. There's no way to get at them there.
Then we have to go up against the gun. Get the men ready.
All right, get your gear together.
Aren't you going just a little too far, Major? Is that an opinion, Mr. Wilcox? An order? If we're caught, they'll hang all of us. Better to die rich than live poor, Mr. Wilcox. Now, if you ain't got the stomach for this, you'd best head back home to that rich family of yours. They probably got enough money left to keep you drunk for the rest of your life.
What do you think, Eb? Well, I'll tell you, I wasn't too keen about more fighting. But when they cut down Jimmy back there, they didn't make no friend out of Eb Burns, I'll tell you that.
You said my thinking perfect, Eb. And they're going to have to kill this old boy to keep him away from that goal now. And I take an awful lot of killing.
I checked the entire area, sir. Our back's a solid wall. No one can get at us from that way. And our gun covers the entire front and sides.
Good. Thank you, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
You know, it strikes me as being rather ironical, Captain. The whole country's preparing for peace, and you're laying plans for war.
Well, please feel free at any time, Mr. Loomis, to negotiate a special peace for us.
Jensen? You know that $3 you owe me for the laundry and things I've been doing for you?
Yeah?
Well, I was wondering if I could have it now.
Give it to your payday, like I said.
I sure could use it awful bad right now.
What are you going to spend it on out here?
Well, now that McLean and me are stationed on the gun together, we got time to get a few hands in.
Ain't you ever gonna learn? And McLean's gonna own you for the rest of your life?
I got a good chance to get even now. Honest.
Well, I was gonna get some candy from my girl first Union town we hit. That's no good for her anyway, I guess. There two ought to be enough for McLean for now, and I still got $1 so I can get something for him.
Oh, you're a friend, Jensen, a real friend. Watch me get even.
Almost forgot what cash money looks like. Comes from playing people that owe me all the time.
Oh, it's cash, all right. And it's going to change my luck.
Coffee?
Thanks. I'm so sick of chicory, I'll even try some of your army coffee.
And you're not from the South, Mrs. Prescott?
No. And I'm going back where I belong.
May I sit down? You seemed a little disappointed that your husband didn't attack 5 armed soldiers with his bare hands.
At one time, he would have tried.
There's great wisdom in living at peace with the world.
Is that why you're in the army, Captain?
Not everyone thinks like your husband.
He came back from the war a different man.
Well, you're fortunate he came back at all.
Fortunate? I've been living in this pigsty for 2 years after the main house was destroyed. No food half the time, freezing in the winter and roasting in the summer. But I waited because I knew Ellen would make up for everything. I loved him. I respected him. He came back, as you've seen, spineless. No, I would have been better off if he hadn't come back.
Don't wallow too deep in your self-pity, Mrs. Prescott. It doesn't change a thing. I know. Sergeant Wade, you and Jensen get some coffee. I'll stand by on the porch.
Get some men and go up the gully. Now just draw their fire, but don't let anyone get shot up.
You know, I wondered why we drug that Loomis along. He must be a treasury man, huh?
Yeah. We're getting low on ammunition.
Had enough of this, we could buy some from the Rebs, huh?
Pike, how much we got left?
1 clip, sir.
Come inside. Trade you, Sergeant. We'll cover you from here.
I'll feel mighty lost without it, sir.
You can't carry a truce flag in one hand and a weapon in the other. That one, too. Keep it high. When you get close enough, give him this.
Yes, sir.
Good luck, Sergeant.
Thank you, sir.
Like one of them wants to talk.
We got nothing to talk about.
Get on that gun! Fast! Cover him!
All right with you, I'd just as soon trade back again, sir.
Well, what do we do now, Captain?
Sir, we're just about out of ammunition for sure.
Where are the pack horses?
I saw them run off, Captain.
Well, they're army stock. They'll stop at the first feed they come across. I hope. The men outside won't honor our truce flag. It looks like we've got a fight coming up.
Well, don't expect any help from me, Captain.
Do you have any feed stored anywhere?
I won't be a part to any of this.
Your ransom might keep this roof over your head.
There's hay in the barn.
Thank you.
They'll pay us for any information, Ellen. Anything they use here.
Just don't take sides, Carol.
The only side I'm taking is my own, since you won't take it.
McLean, the lady says it's hay in the barn. The pack horses are probably there.
Well, you heard the man. Go out to the barn and get 2 cases of ammunition.
Now, wait a minute, Sergeant. I saw what they did to you out in the open. Man can get killed out there, you know.
In about 1 minute. It's going to be more dangerous in here than it is out there.
Sergeant, I'll go.
You weren't ordered to go, Jensen.
I'm faster than McLean. Besides, he's the best gunner we've got.
Sergeant Wade, what Jensen says makes some sense. I think Private McLean might be a little too slow at that.
All right, Jensen.
Thanks, friend.
Oh, no friend to it. It's going to cost you some of those gold pieces I saw you steal.
Well, you run, I'll kill you.
I can always change my mind, friend.
Jensen. You'll be all right once you get to the barn. Be careful.
I'll make it, sir.
When I was making a run for it.
Hold it.
This one's for Jimmy.
2 says he misses.
Covered.
Lucky shot.
Not for him.
Who are you?
Lee, Corey, them Yankees got something important in that barn. Chances are they'll go for it again. Get over there, take cover and wait. Now make sure you see what he's after before you kill him.
Sending a man out like that wasn't very intelligent, was it, Captain?
It was a calculated risk. One man for all of us. You and your gold included.
Professional soldiers aren't supposed to make those kind of mistakes.
We all make them, mister. You saw Jensen get it trying to make the barn. That ammunition is our only chance to stay alive. McLean, Pike, by all rights, you two should have been discharged a week ago. And Sergeant Wade took his chances with the white flag this morning. I don't feel I have the right to order any of you out there, so I'll make a try for the ammo. Wade, you're in charge.
Aren't you forgetting my position here?
Your position, Mr. Loomis, is one of a very annoying civilian. If I don't get back, try to hold out till nightfall, then make a run for it. If it comes to a decision between the safety of the men and the gold, I want you to leave the gold.
Yes, sir.
Look, Captain, you can play hero if you like, but not with something I'm responsible for.
You heard my orders, Sergeant.
Major, here comes another one. Double or nothing on this one.
Don't hit him.
No bets.
But thanks.
I'm Root. Owen Root.
Where'd you come from? I mean, before that.
Up north. Vermont. The time between there and the hayloft, I'd rather forget.
As you like. If you'll give me a hand with this ammunition, we'll get out of here.
We?
Well, you'll be better off in the house with us.
I can see how well off you are in the house.
Suit yourself. You're not interested in gold?
Captain, I learned
If you can't eat it, make love to it, or wear it. Forget it.
You might be right.
That's going to be the longest short walk in the world, Captain.
Yep.
What's the food like in there?
Well, it's not much, but it's filling.
Sure hope they got pork sausage. Come on.
Food, Captain. Mrs. Prescott, would you mind?
Of course not, Captain.
You better sit down. You don't look so good.
Who is he?
He is not our problem, Mr. Loomis. The men outside are. They must have killed Ives and taken his gold. They're after the rest of it now.
All right, who are you?
Actually, sir, if you want the whole truth, I'm a rebel spy. Major Simon Boyd sent me here to steal your gold and cut your throats. But if you don't mind, I would like to eat first.
Did you say Simon Boyd?
The two rebels were talking about where you got to the barn, Captain.
Mrs. Prescott, do you know anything about a Simon Boyd?
He was in command of a group of raiders. He's from these parts.
How many men did he have?
Sometimes 15, 30, 40. It all depended.
Did he always operate as a military unit?
As far as I know, Captain.
Would Mr. Prescott know any more about him?
No. Boyd started his raiders after Allen went to war.
Thank you.
You about ready to tell me who you are now?
Just who are you to be asking?
I'll ask the questions.
Trouble is, you keep asking the same one. One of you gentlemen happen to have a cigar?
Sergeant Wade.
You got a match, mister? If you really want to know, I'm just a Union soldier.
Oh? What outfit?
14th Vermont.
On the 14th Vermont. They were wiped out at Mechanicsville in '62. Where you been for 3 years?
Andersonville. The only trouble with that death hole prison, Mr. Loomis, was we didn't have near enough rosy-cheeked politicians like you as cellmates.
Well, I found him all right, Major. Lee with 2 bullet holes in him, and Corey all cut up like a side of beef. Lee and Corey's gold all gone, too.
How come you to know that?
Well, Listen, Major, I was just thinking, they'd come out of there mighty fast if we just set a little fire to the roof of that house.
And we'd be sending a smoke signal to every Union trooper for 50 miles.
Was it just an idea?
Don't bother to have any more.
Captain, would you help me with the sack of flour?
Terribly sorry.
Are you married?
I was.
Divorced?
No. She was killed in the bombardment of Fort Sumter.
I'm sorry. That's what you meant when you said I shouldn't feel too sorry for myself. You were feeling sorry for yourself then.
Something like that.
Is she the reason you ride your men so hard?
I don't ride my men, Mrs. Prescott. I learned early in the war that detachment is the only way to get the job done. Detachment. No personalities. Every man is just a number written neatly in a book. All an officer has to do is follow that book.
Do you always follow the rules, Captain?
If there's one that fits.
What about us? Is there one for us? Of a husband who's no man at all. And you've been too long without a wife. What's the rule for us? With that gold, we could buy back a lot of lonely years.
Tell you what I'll do. I'll give you credit on your share of the gold.
We shouldn't even think about that, McLean.
I'll lend you one to flip with.
Come in. What is it?
I thought we might talk.
What have we got to talk about, Alan?
We are still man and wife.
I married you for one reason. You gave me something I'd never known much of. Respect. And you had a position. I thought that would be enough.
Carol, you can't tell me there was never any love between us.
Don't talk about love after what happened last week.
What happened in town is no reason. It's an excuse.
You can call it what you want. But I'm leaving. And I'm leaving with something to make a start in this city. I can't go on living like I've been living for the past 2 years. When you brought me here, Alan, to the plantation with servants and carriages, it was like a dream. Their war robbed me of all that. Now their gold can pay me back.
Carol, if you try and take the money, I'll stop you.
You'll be the last one able to stop me, Alan.
Sergeant, get McLean and Pike in off the gun.
All right, you men inside.
The way I see it, we've got two choices. Stay and fight or give them the gold. If we stay, we've got food and ammunition for a day, maybe 2. But I'll leave the decision to you.
Forrest, if you forgot...
I'll stay out of this, Loomis. The men will decide they're taking the risks.
But you have no guarantee that Boyd would leave if you did give him the gold.
It's a chance. Right now, the only one we have. McLean?
Well, I don't think we ought to be too anxious, Captain. What I mean is, I don't see we should give them Rebs anything.
Pike? Pike!
Huh?
Answer.
Oh, I'll go along with McLean.
Sergeant Wade? Captain, that gold don't mean nothing to me one way or another. But we lost some pretty good men because of it. I'd hate to just give it up without a little scrap.
Brute, you got a stake here now.
I told you my feelings, Captain. If you can't eat it, make love to it or wear it.
Forget it.
Well, Mr. Loomis, it looks like we're going to keep it for you.
Major, 2 riders coming up.
Blue or gray?
Can't tell. They're kicking up too much dust.
You men separate and get your rifles out of sight. Just relax.
Some men coming in. Captain, 2 Union soldiers are at the road. Cavalry.
Klein, get in here.
We gotta let them know we're here. I'll signal to them.
You did before you finished, boy.
You in charge here?
Yes, sir. Major Simon Boyd, sir. 11th Georgia Cavalry.
Cavalry? You look more like a regulars.
Well, Colonel, everything's been sort of irregular in Georgia for the last couple of years.
Oh, no. They're looking this way.
If they see that gun, Boyd will kill them for sure. Mrs. Prescott, get in here.
I'm going to save those men for you, Captain.
Why haven't your men disbanded yet?
We're resting up, Colonel. Then we're going into town to disband proper.
See that you do. I'll tell the Union commander to expect you.
Sure thing, Colonel.
Major, when General Crawford comes along...
General Crawford?
Yes, he'll be leading his regiment through here in an hour or so. Make sure that you and your men go on into town with him.
Yes, sir.
Colonel.
Anything wrong, ma'am?
Why, no. I'm expecting my husband home from the war. I saw you ride up.
It won't be long now, ma'am. These men aren't causing you any trouble, are they?
Why, of course not, Colonel. All Southerners are gentlemen.
I leave you in safe hands, then. Good day, ma'am.
Real smart, ma'am. You saved their lives.
And my own. But that's not the reason I'm here. I think we can do business together.
I'd love to do business with you, ma'am.
How long do you think you can stay out here? More Union soldiers might happen by. You've been lucky, but it might not last.
Keep talking.
We have plenty of ammunition and food for weeks. I have a man in the house who can help me. We'll take over the house and split the gold with you.
Split the gold?
Split? You stay out here. If we take over the house, no one's to be killed.
What's stopping us from keeping you?
Now, that wouldn't get you any closer to what you want, would it?
I like your proposition, ma'am. But if I talk them out of the money without your help, then our deal's off.
You're welcome to try. But you won't talk them out of anything. I know.
Major, they'll kill you for sure.
They've got honor, Yates. Honor. The easiest man in the world to fiddle is an honorable man. I've come to make you a deal, Captain.
Mrs. Prescott. Major, you know, of course, that Lee surrendered. The war's over.
Seems I did hear a rumor, something like that. But Lee didn't surrender for us. Now my men find themselves going home. 2-0 and with nothing. You would save us both a lot of trouble, Captain, if you'd give up the gold.
Not a chance.
I'd surely like to take it peaceful like.
Well, I've decided to keep it.
Well, that about ends our peace talks.
Not quite, gentlemen. Just hold right there. All of you. One move and the captain gets it. Drop it, Sergeant. Drop it. Mike, cover my back.
Now, hold on, McLean. I don't want nothing to do with it.
I said cover me. You wouldn't let your old partner get shot in the back. We're gonna leave here rich, Pike. Rich.
Let me help you disarm these men, soldiers.
You just stay right where you are, Johnny Rebel. We talk this thing out.
Pike?
Yes, sir?
I'm coming up on the porch. If McLean guns me, I want you to kill him. Do you understand?
Captain, McLean, don't do this
Hold on
now.
there, Captain. This ain't Pike you're talking to.
You might miss.
I don't miss, lady.
Let me handle it.
Pike, what's all that talk behind me?
It's me, Corporal. I'll help you for a share of that gold.
Well. Yeah, I've been watching you, lady. You want that money even more than I, don't you? Huh? Don't you? All right, you're in. Here. Take this and get the weapons from the men.
Pike, lower that gun.
Yes, sir.
Captain?
Looks like you got a little mutiny brewing there.
My position is secured, Major. I suggest you look at your own.
How's that, Captain?
You're 100 yards from your men, unarmed. And you didn't come here under a white flag.
But I am unarmed, Captain.
So was the man I sent out, Major.
Then I'll just have to call you on that. Honorable Captain. See if you're bluffing.
Oh, I've got about as much of that left as a wolf in a hen house.
Boyd! You're a fool to bring your men into this gun.
I think you're right, Captain.
Sergeant Wade, lock McLean up in the pantry. Mike, you stay on that gun. Everyone else in the house. Prescott, there are times I don't know what to think of you.
Root was going to kill him.
She's got a lot more stuff in her than that wheat-cutted husband of hers. If you ever want a real man, Sugar, just give old Ruth a nod.
Where are you going, Mrs. Prescott?
Well, I busted his head. I thought I'd fix it.
Keep alert, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
I should have known better than to trust a woman.
Root was going to put a knife in your back. I needed you alive.
Look, lady, the next time
I'll let you out tonight. We'll take over.
What good will that do? How are we going to get past Boyd?
I've already made a deal with Boyd. Here. Oh, fix your head. The next time, use it.
Forrest, how much longer are we going to be holed up in this place?
You know, if you showed that much concern and kindness for your husband, maybe things would work out for you.
I have no reason to try.
He must have really hurt you, huh?
Hurt? No. But you can't live with anyone you don't respect. Last week, a drunk mauled me and tried to kiss me. He tore my clothes right in front of everybody. Ellen didn't raise a finger. He said he couldn't harm another human being after what he saw in the war. But I'm his wife. He should have protected me. Any real man would have. Well, wouldn't you if it were your wife?
I might have, Mrs. Prescott. But that wouldn't make me any more of a man than your husband.
Don't mention the word man and my husband in the same breath.
Here's the Major.
Oh, Major. Glad to see you back, sir. Lieutenant Wilcox deserted.
Good. That's one less to share with. Men, if we want that gold, we'll have to fight for it.
Well, Major, it's going to be kind of tough with that Union Army coming down the road.
Yeah, that it is. Now we got to get rid of that gun. Each of you men put some of your spare powder in a pile here.
Not yet.
I've got a surprise for him, and you'll deliver it, Yates.
Brooke, will you help Pike on that gun?
What are you planning on doing with your share of the gold, Ab?
Well, first off, there's this gal in Green Fork. Emmy Lou Jean. Well, I guess she ain't a girl any longer. Nearly as old as me. But all my life, all my life, I wanted to make love to that gal, Emmy Lou Jean. The older she gets, the fatter she gets. The more I pine for her. When she sees the gold bulging out of my pockets, she's gonna give a little more mind to old Eb, I tell you that much.
Adamin!
This is for you, Emmy Lou Jean.
That did it, Major.
Captain! You've got 3 more minutes to come out unarmed. 3 more minutes and we're coming in. 3 more minutes and we'll all be gentlemen.
Oh, let me alone. Let me be. Only a dang set of mosquitoes that drain more of my blood at one setting than I just lost.
How bad is it, Captain?
He'll live. Sergeant, how's it going?
I'm all right, sir. I can still use my gun if somebody can load it for me.
Sure. Brute, you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Mr. Prescott, I know how you feel, but there's only 2 of us that can ably handle a gun now.
I told you before, Captain. I wouldn't have any part of this.
Those men outside are desperate. They'll kill everyone in this house, including your wife.
No, they won't harm my wife. It's the gold they want.
I can't cover 2 windows and a door.
I'd say that's your problem.
I can help, Captain. Mr. Loomis, can I have that gun? Mr. Prescott, would you bring McLean in here? I want to talk to him. Loomis, get all the guns. Set them by each of the windows. We'll divide the ammunition between us.
What was that explosion?
They got the gun with the bomb.
Pike all right?
He's hurt, but he'll be all right.
All right, remember, he gets a share in this.
Before we start dividing, let's get our hands on it.
Stay right where you are, Captain. Sit down, Sergeant. Get him up, get him up, get him up, get him up. All right, now you, Loomis, and Root out on the porch with your hands up. Let's go.
McLean, you go through with this, and I promise you.
You can only be shot once, Captain. I was as good as dead when you locked me up.
I was going easy on you for that.
Look, Captain, nobody's gonna get hurt. Just a few of us are gonna get richer, that's all.
Keep your hands in front of you, Root.
I tell you, she's a smart gal.
Get him out of here, McLean. Or he might get anxious and forget our deal.
You can't deal with those men, Mrs. Prescott. They're no longer soldiers, they're murderers.
Miss Prescott, don't go out there with a gun.
Captain, I'm glad to see this little lady had sense enough to stop hostilities. Why don't we all go back in the house and get out of the sun?
All right, let's go. Eb, Samuels, look upstairs. On the double, boy.
Yates, the rear.
All right.
Eb, Samuels, upstairs. Fowler, Hill, the kitchen. Well, Captain, looks like you surrendered just in time.
Get in. Get in. Major, I found this one back there reading the Bible. All right, you bag of bones, get over here.
Well, looks like we just lost a partner. Let's see if we can lose a few witnesses.
I never meant for nothing like this to happen, Captain.
You all realize we have to kill you.
Major, you can't do that.
You filthy animal. You promised no one was to be killed.
The promise of a traitor isn't worth very much, Carol.
A good word, Mr. Prescott. He's a traitor to the ideals of General Lee and a traitor to his own men.
You finished?
Drop it, drop it!
Eb? You're about through murdering folks, Boyd.
You come for some whiskey money, Wilcox?
I went to look at Jimmy, to bury him. He was shot in the back. You were the only one behind him.
I should kill you for making a statement like that. I love Jimmy like a son.
You're not talking your way out of this one, boy.
All right, hold it there. Root, get their guns.
They won't give any trouble, Captain. I'm not trying to excuse this, sir, but Boyd tricked the men into it. We didn't want to fight. Just trying to get home from the war with a little something in our pockets.
I see.
I'd like to return my share.
The thrill of a lifetime, baby.
Lieutenant?
Yes, Captain.
I put these men in your custody. See that they get into town and disband quietly.
Yes, sir. I'd like to say for all of us. Well, thank you.
Pike, can you walk?
Yes, sir.
Sergeant Wade, take care of him.
Yes, sir.
pieces are still missing.
Get them up.
Captain, why don't you make a note at my court-martial that I gave back my gold voluntarily?
Souvenir.
Well, Mr. Loomis, that should just about make you even. It's about as senseless to apologize for breaking in here as to apologize for the war. But I am sorry, and I wish you the best. Carol.
After all I've done, Alan, we haven't a chance.
Our chance is just as good as theirs.